Today, it's a hot-button political issue, but it's also a cornerstone of the United States: immigration. But is illegal immigration a necessary evil or an impossible problem that has to be solved? This and more.
I'm Carrie Clark, and I teach 11th grade history. The way I feel about international migration is that it's happening. It's not going to stop. I feel that the boundaries that exist between countries were created in a certain historical time where they belonged, and that holding on to those boundaries is not the right way to deal with international migration. People are going to move. They're moving across borders. Everything else moves across borders. Capital moves across borders. Goods move across borders. People need to be able to move across borders freely. And the people who resist that, I think, are being reactionary.
The choice is not between migration and security or between migration and prosperity. The choice is between a future of integration and success for both, or a future of distrust and resentment between us. The choice is ours, and the time is now. Let us work together.
There's always this interesting question about how do you deal with people who come from different places, have different cultures, eat different foods, different belief systems. And in my country, in America, that's been around forever. It's been around since the very beginning. We were a country that was founded by immigrants. And one of the things that strikes me is that it's amazing we haven't figured out how to incorporate different people very well, even after all of these years, centuries even. But it's something that has constantly, historically, enriched our culture. And I'm open to anybody else's point of view and their different cultures, and figuring out how to mix cultures is part of the project of globalization. And it's not just happening with where you live. It's happening with all the different things that you experience, whether it's media or, movies that you watch or goods that you buy. Everything's getting mixed up. And I think that's a good thing. I'm all for it. I think we should have really liberal laws about how to deal with, quote, undocumented people. There are some people who advocate a complete elimination of border controls and those kinds of restrictions, and I like that idea, but I'm not an expert and don't know enough about that debate. But certainly someone who's been here for a long time, or even not such a long, like a few years, 5 years, I think that they should be able to stay. I'm not sure that anybody should be forced to leave. But you hear terrible stories about people who've been here for a long time and they get told that they need to leave. But I think that people, if they're here and if they've been here, they should be able to stay.
I'm an illegal immigrant that came here at the age of 6, brought by my parents to follow the American dream that they've always heard of. I've lived in the States for about 11 years, and I was given the opportunity to travel to the Caribbean with the promise of my safety. Unfortunately, that did not happen. When I was leaving the Virgin Islands, I got pulled aside because I had a different passport and because I was, of color. Now I face a notice of appeal. My court date is July 8th, and at this moment I am dealing with finishing junior year, dealing with lawyers, and practically saving my future. My life has been broken apart since this event, not only mine but my family's and friends. My future is on jeopardy. I could be deported back to Ecuador in South America, even though I've been here and been a citizen, doing everything that I could to be one of you. But unfortunately, it wasn't enough. For those people that say that I don't have the right to be here, I just want to ask them why they say that such thing, even if they don't know me, they don't know what kind of person I am. I've considered my home for the past 11 years the United States. And I'm still considering it my home, even though it wants to kick me out.